I think we're doing very well with respect to Iran, and we're having very serious meetings. And there are only two options, and one option is not a good option.
方合作的一块金字招牌，让我感到十分欣慰。上海我也在这里工作过，这座城市呢，它具有开放、包容、创新的特点。
US President Donald Trump has issued a new and sharp warning to the global community. Anyone buying oil from Iran will face secondary sanctions. In a social media post, Trump said, and I quote, "All purchases of Iranian oil or petrochemical products must stop now." He went on to warn that any person or any country continuing such trade would be blocked from doing business with the United States in any way, shape, or form. This comes amid growing friction between the US and Iran over nuclear talks and rising trade tensions with China. Trump's threat, although not accompanied by a clear timeline or enforcement plan, is seen by many analysts as an escalation, particularly targeting both Iran and China. Now, the big question is, will India be impacted? Experts at Elara Capital say that India, though once a major buyer of Iranian oil, has not imported any since 2019. As of April 2025, that continues to be the case due to existing US sanctions. Any potential resumption of Iranian imports would only be possible if those sanctions are eased or lifted. At present, India sources its crude oil from countries like Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Russia, and the UAE. Key players in this import chain include Nayara Energy, Reliance Industries, Indian Oil Corporation, Bharat Petroleum, and Hindustan Petroleum. However, India isn't entirely out of the spotlight. Earlier this year, the US sanctioned over 30 entities, including 4 Indian companies: Austin Ship Management, Noida, BSM Marine, Gurgaon, Cosmos Lines, Thanjavur, and Flux Maritime, Navi Mumbai, for their alleged involvement in the transport and trade of Iranian crude. The US Treasury said these vessels moved tens of millions of barrels of oil worth hundreds of millions of dollars. China, on the other hand, is directly in Trump's crosshairs. According to Vortexa, China imported a record 1.8 million barrels of Iranian crude per day in March. That's nearly 90% of Iran's total oil exports, according to US government data. While Trump didn't name China specifically, the implications are obvious. This pressure tactic could further inflame tensions with Beijing at a time when both countries are navigating trade disputes and security disagreements. Meanwhile, nuclear negotiations between the US and Iran have hit another roadblock. Talks initially scheduled for May 3 in Rome were postponed. Oman's foreign minister cited logistical reasons, and Iran's foreign minister echoed that, saying Tehran remains committed to a peaceful resolution that ensures both Iran's nuclear rights and global security. Interestingly, US officials never officially confirmed participation in the Rome talks, but say they expect them to resume soon. In summary, Trump's threat may not directly impact India right now, but with prior sanctions already hitting Indian firms and new global tensions brewing, the space for quiet diplomacy is rapidly